Hi, welcome to another video on our channel, and in this one we want to cover the technique, another technique from the Tanto-tori, so defense against the knife. This is one of the basic things that we do, that we learn and that we present during our grading tests or demonstrations. It's the knife to the throat attack with a mune-dori grab. So mune-dori, knife to the throat, and we'll have a look at the very basic evasion and technique. So the footwork for this technique is actually the same as for the tsuki kotegaeshi. We will be doing a kotegaeshi technique with uke's arm being in front, reaching out towards us, so we do the same movements actually. So I will open up with a tenkam. From here I will step back with a foot which is closer to the uke. I will move backwards diagonally a little bit to keep the spacing between me and the uke as I open up for the kotegaeshi. Then as the uke goes down, I adjust, I follow him. And when he arrives on the tatami, or on the ground, I will walk around his head to the other side, close to the shoulder, because I want to place my foot under his shoulder, ideally. And then I will just lean in to do the pin in the end. So now for the work with the partner, we have a tanto here. And actually, if the uke has the tanto in the right hand, I prefer to be in a kind of a left hand me, because it will enable me to turn more quickly, right? So I can be standing straight, maybe a little bit, or actually bring the foot a bit forward. It makes it easier when to turn. For Sandra, there are two ways of doing this attack. So one way is she can just hold the knife directly to my throat, but then I might simply move away. So if she wants to have a more solid attack, she will hold my gi like for the mune-dori attack, right? And then hold the knife to my throat. So the trick is simple in this case, let's say. It's a simple movement, but it takes a lot of think and really starting the movement at once and doing it immediately. I have to, as I turn, as I pivot on my foot, like I do the tenkam for the kotegaeshi opening, at the same time my throat is moving, or my head, my body is moving a bit backwards and to the side. So if she feels that I start moving and she pushes the knife to really pierce my throat, I'm out of the line. And actually my shoulder can also protect me here. I can enter a bit with my shoulder. If I don't make anything else, I can enter a bit with my shoulder to stay a bit, keep a bit of distance from the knife. Right? But ideally, as I do this movement, I want to grab the wrist like for the kotegaeshi. So I start turning, I grab the wrist, I enter into the kotegaeshi, and from here I continue like with the normal tsuki kotegaeshi attack. So I get the uke down, I hold to the wrist, but also on the other. Usually for the kotegaeshi without tanto, we would go for the elbow. When there is a tanto or a knife involved, we want to keep the fingers, we want to control the hand. Okay, so then I pivot around, still spiraling the elbow and the shoulder. And then I get with my foot underneath the shoulder, the arm of the uke along my knee, and maybe we will turn towards the camera. Thank you. So here I can show it. We still control the wrist, and I will apply some pressure from the top on the fingers, At the same time, making sure that the tanto doesn't fall on the head of the uke, right? So I apply the pressure, normally the fingers will open, and then I can take the tanto out of the hand of the uke. So let's have a look once again, maybe just at the very opening, because actually I was a bit close, I was a bit blocked. So let's see once again. Here, opening up directly into the kotegaeshi, and then doing the technique here. Now there is one thing to mention at the end. It's usually when we practice this technique, we have a uke who is right-handed, so the uke will usually take the tanto in the right hand and attack like this. But we might find also, we might come across someone who is left-handed and will attack from the other side, and what then? So actually it's also a good idea also to practice this technique on the other side, like we do with all techniques normally in Aikido. Right? So that was a bit by surprise. She wasn't expecting it. But even if with the weapons we usually practice one side because we are used to having the weapon in one hand always, like the bokken, the jaw very often, and the tanto usually as well. Try to keep changing sometimes and doing the left-handed attack with a knife to surprise the nage, but also to let the nage practice the other side of the technique. Thanks for watching, and see you soon in another video.